Well, I'm going to go back to Chung. So, Chung, did you have a couple more questions?
Yeah, one is about Google Place listing. I was
Okay.
watching your video on your Facebook page,
Mm-hmm.
and you showed the architect website that you had.
Sure.
Now, a couple of my questions were, how long did it take you to rank? And also, I noticed you had both your website and a Google Place listing at basically the top. What did you? Well, let's talk about the Google Place listing.
Okay.
What did you how did you set everything? Like, I mean, I know how to set it up, but was there specific things to get you to the top that you did, or that you know absolutely works to get you to the top?
Get reviews.
Reviews
That was what made the difference between, just being wherever and being at or near the top were customer reviews.
Get reviews to post them on your Google Place listing, or?
Yeah, so if you look for Architects Edmonds, here's my place listing, right? And if I click this, it's going to take me directly to my site. But if let's see, if I go to well, you can look over here, you can see it says 3 reviews. If I go to my place page, I have this review, and then, a third review.
Okay.
And that was what made the difference, really, for me. Now, I haven't tried to get any more reviews, so I don't have any more. But I would say that if you wanted to make sure that your place ranked well, then you would fill it with stuff, right? So it would have pictures and videos and stuff that looked like it would be relevant to somebody who was searching. And then you would have reviews. And at that point, it works great. Plus, Google ends up adding all kinds of other stuff added to, other places where they found me, right? So
did you have your website set up previous to setting up your Google Place?
Yes, I did. Yeah.
Okay. And how long did you have your website set up? And what was the PR and the ranking like? Like, what was your authority? Was it high, or was it kind of a brand new site that you just
It was a totally brand new from scratch site. Hungry Architects, didn't exist. I mean, really, Hungry Architect existed like mid-October of 2008, something like that. That's when it was created.
Okay.
And it didn't rank particularly well at first, but you can see I got this stuff in fairly quickly.
Right. Yeah.
And we started seeing, traffic really by February. Now, I live in the Pacific Northwest, Microsoft town, and, so people do a lot of searches online for stuff. And that was probably part of the reason why it worked for us, because we were in a major metropolitan area that is very tech savvy. But nevertheless, we did a whole bunch of other things too, though, to rank. Stuff I haven't done yet on my site. Because if we just look at Rick Anderson Architect, not only do we have let's not do place anymore. Let's go back to, okay. Let's go back to the regular site for a second. So if we were to you can see that first off I have a couple of sites.
Yeah.
And those show up first. And then, I have a listing at a community site called Biznick, and so that shows up. And then I have a listing with Get Satisfaction, so that shows up. And, I have a account at a little place called DibSpace, so that shows up. And then I've got my LinkedIn account, and this is not me. This has got to be somebody else. But there's my Twitter account, and I set up a little myneeds.com account, and so there's a whole bunch of different places. A Merchant Circle account, a Manta.com account. I mean, I went around looking for places to register myself.
Right.
And
just so that people can find you, right?
Yeah, right.
Right.
And so once I did that, that just provided a whole bunch of other. I just provided a whole bunch of additional links, around the site, right? I mean, a Dandy ID. I mean, it's just ridiculous how much of my professional life is on the first 2 or 3 pages, because it's pretty much all over the place there now.
So yeah, I mean, so Rick, as much as I like to dominate, like, a keyword, like the first 3 pages, I'm normally really interested in like the first couple, because just from what I've learned and heard, most of the traffic goes to the first, second, and third place.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what was your how long did it take you to set up your website, have it designed, and then set up Google Place, get the reviews, and then rank it, first page and number 1? Like, what is the ideal? I guess it depends on traffic and competition, but based on like your results, looking at Rick Anderson Architect, we
were starting to show up on the first page after a couple of months.
Okay.
So, I didn't have my site designed. I did it myself.
Mm-hmm.
And so, we worked like the dickens on that site for 7-8 weeks. And then I took sort of the very rough advice of a friend of mine and started the blog.
Mm-hmm.
And I started blogging, every day or a couple of times a week. I haven't blogged now for a couple of years, but, the thing still rates, and it still, gets traffic, and I should have ads on it, for heaven's sakes. But all that, that was my full-time job, looking for work. That was how I looked for work.
Okay.
Was to put a website together, and I worked on that night and day for 2 or 3 months, and by the a couple months after the website was up, we were at the top of or we were at least on the front page.
Right. Okay. So I noticed you don't have a blog on that site. So for a business, because a lot of businesses that I'll be dealing with are electricians, dentists, lawyers. I mean, they're not going to have the time to write a blog or anything like that. So how do you get a page? Because Google wants fresh, good quality content, right? So how do you actually get a page to rank like yours when they just have like a home static page just says home, services, contact us, product or services, that's it, and they don't have any new content? How do you make sure you stay up there?
Well, what this shows you is that at least in my neighborhood and in my profession, it doesn't have to be fresh.
No, yeah.
Because there is no fresh content on my site. I haven't done anything to those sites for well over a year, and really more than that. And so...
But you're still up there.
But I'm still up there, right.
Yeah.
So, although there's a lot of content on the sites, right? I mean, the Hungry Architect site has, lots and lots of pages. And the Hungry Architect blog, because there is a blog. Hungry Architect blog is a blog. And that blog, has a lot of posts, because for a while there I was posting often.
Okay.
And so there is still a lot of content there that, for whatever reason, it has a higher page rank than BYOB website does, right? I only have a page rank of 2 at BYOB website, but Hungry Architect's got a page rank of 3. Okay. Now, maybe it's because it's older, maybe that helps. Okay. But on the other hand, you can see I am pretty much all over the place. I mean, if you look at what I've done, it's nothing particularly exceptional, other than just I wrote a lot there for a while. And I certainly do advise professionals to blog. No,
Okay.
I mean, the static site, well, static sites can work,
Mm-hmm.
and my static sites obviously are just sitting there, just,
Mm-hmm.
you know, getting me phone calls. I mean, I haven't taken
Mm-hmm.
a new project for, I don't know, nearly 9 months now, but I still get
Mm-hmm.
phone calls all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And it's because of that. On the other hand, BYOB website doesn't rank that well at all. You know, for the things I want people to find me for, you know, we have not won that competition yet.
Okay.
And that's one of the reasons why I hired Chris, because I needed to be free of all of I need to be able to spend time on it.
Right. Do the
Um,
marketing and stuff like that.
yeah, I mean, I've spent an entire year building content, and now that I have, you know, a couple hundred and some odd videos and a lot of content, I need to be more successful at gaining visits to the site and
Oh.
thereby, you know, increasing the membership. And so I need to do all the things on the BYOB site that I did for Rick Anderson,
Okay. Right.
because I
Right.
haven't done those things yet. The only thing I've done is I have a YouTube, you know, I've got YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter, and I don't use any of those things particularly effectively because I just haven't taken the time.
No. It is time consuming for sure. So my other question is just based on this, Rick Anderson art, like your number one page, Rick Anderson AIA, and then Hungry Architect. Did you, for these two domains, did you use? Are they? Is one an add-on domain, or are they both? I guess separate domains with the same server or with different servers.
Well, I have 3 architecture-related domains now. I used to have 5. I now have whittled it down to 3. My original one was Rick Anderson AIA.
Okay.
And that's the main domain for my iPower hosting account. And then I have 2 other domains hosted there, or 2 other domains with them. That is hungryarchitect.com and rickandersonarchitects.com.
Mm-hmm.
And Rick
Right.
Anderson Architects was going to be my main architecture website before I decided to quit architecture.
Right.
And Rick Anderson Architects is hosted at a Canadian hosting company called LFC Hosting. And it's hosted there because that is an ASP.NET website. It's not a PHP or a WordPress site. It's a content management system called .NET Nuke.
Oh,
And
Rick Anderson Architects.
right.
Oh, okay.
And at the time, you know, when I made that decision, I did not really understand. And WordPress probably wasn't as powerful. It certainly wasn't as powerful as it is now.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't have as much user control as it does now. And I wanted to have a site where my clients could log in and they could get their files and, you know, all that kind of stuff. This is well before I knew anything about Amazon S3 or, you know, I mean, there's all kinds of things that have come up that sort of nullified the decision to use .NET Nuke. But anyway, that's hosted there. But so those 2 domains, hungryarchitect.com and rickandersonarchitects.com, are add-on domains to my iPower account.
Okay. Okay. And does that affect SEO? I mean, a couple backlinks is not going to make a huge difference, but you know, in the scheme of things, in terms of cost, and
Well, you know, I don't actually,
you haven't tested it yet.
well, I don't know. You know, I have, from an SEO standpoint, I'm planning on developing more WordPress-related content sites that point back to BYOB website.
Okay.
So I'm going to start a video site called, you know, DIYWordPress.tv, and I bought the domain, and I'm going to put, you know, basic WordPress videos on that site, and then I'm going to point that stuff back to BYOB website and, you know, offer a membership and all that kind of stuff from there. And I'm going to do the same thing with a site called, let's see, WP for Small Business or something like that. And it's just going to be a site that talks about why WordPress is why WordPress works as a small business website platform. And those are going to link back to BYOB. And so I assume that that is going to be a valid system for increasing authority for the site.
Okay.
Having legitimate content, legitimate content-based site that links back to the BYOB website.
Are you going to be, when you have those domains, are they going to be add-on domains? Or
They are add-on domains. Those are domains I already own that are sitting at Bluehost.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I might take a look at Bluehost and see the biggest. Have you used HostGator before?
I have a HostGator account, but I don't have anything up there yet.
What was your biggest takeaway from between HostGator and Bluehost? Difference.
Well, I haven't had a chance really to test HostGator. I actually have 8 hosting accounts. And the purpose for doing that was to be able to teach how to do specific things on specific hosts.
Mm-hmm.
And so, I wanted to have a group of HostGator related and a group of Bluehost related and a group of InMotion hosting related and so on and so forth. And so that was sort of my main motivation. The net result, though, is that I do have hosting accounts in 3 places where I actually have the account, but I don't have anything up and running yet.
Okay.
So
your most active website right now is BYOB website, right?
That is the site, right?
Okay. Cool. Well, awesome. Thanks a lot, Rick. I think that's basically it.